Excuse me. It's been a while. It's been a hell of a long while. I think since August sometime. August, September, October. So about 2 months, 8 weeks, somewhere in there. I would like to say that this episode is brought to you by Fashionably High. I just want to say this is incredibly beautiful stuff. I think we've all seen it around the dispensaries and such. Those of us that have attended events anyways have probably taken this home as either a door prize or a parting gift of some sort. But fashionablyhigh.ca, check them out. You can even use a discount code. I'm not really shilling. I'm not really making much off of it or anything off of it, really. She's been kind enough to donate me a couple of these in order to showcase to you guys. So thank you to Fashionably High. Check it out. Use Matchstick all caps if you want to get a discount on this as well. But go visit her. Go check it out. Her stuff is amazing. It's a beautiful piece. Like I literally am getting this for. I hope my mom's not watching. Mom, this is what you're getting for Christmas. Anyways, I don't want to break them either. We're going to be doing a live unboxing of Flowr cannabis. Flowr is a licensed producer. This is medical cannabis. I am a patient. This is also likely going to be available on many shelves come October 17th. Hi, Iris. Wave, wave. On October 17th in Canada, this all becomes legal at a federal level. We're the first G7 country to legalize recreational or adult use cannabis, as it's somewhat being reframed as. Myself, I have my opinions on that, but that's not what this platform's for. This platform is to do a quick unboxing before I am pulled away by my lovely girlfriend who spent this weekend cleaning, well, I guess for her party, but at the end of the day, it's pretty nice to come home to and be able to do a live unboxing, because most of the time, I just didn't have the patience to clean properly. So, Flowr, F-L-O-W-R. In my story, you can see the link if you need to, at Flowr Cannabis, I believe, or Flowr Canada. You'll find them, F-L-O-W-R. So there's a little welcome kit here, or a camel pack, or... All right. Not so bad. I don't know. I don't really... I'm probably the only person in Vancouver who admits to not hiking. I don't hike. I've done the grouse grind before. It's fucking painful. It's horribly unnecessary as far as I'm concerned. I don't mind, going for a fucking walk somewhere, but Jesus Christ. Who the hell is doing the grouse grind? And, Lord love you if you do, but that's pretty fucking intense. So, at this point in my life, I don't know I'm going to get much use out of this, but I hope somebody does. Alternatively, it might become a collector's item, depending on where marketing and branding goes moving forward with the cannabis industry. Everybody seems to be a little confused. Some of us aren't, but we'll leave that for another time. Now, what do we have here? 2.0 Flowr Cube with a K. Very nice. Kitschy. Okay, let's see what... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rip your packaging here, but what have we got here? Now, this, I believe, was for the first 150 patients. I've been disappointed with my other providers, so I switched over to Flowr to see if a Kelowna-based boutique cannabis operation is producing some good cannabis. It's looking pretty nice from a packaging perspective. This is a really nice little, I'll be honest, as far as grinders go and as far as non-chambered grinders go, just your basics, this feels really, really nice. Really, it's got some heft to it. So good on you guys for at least getting some quality swag. It is important. It doesn't feel like garbage, and I don't want to. If you're gonna spend the money, okay. PSA, free advice for licensed producers. If you can produce something that is actually of value to give away versus something that is going to break or something that doesn't work very well. At least in Vancouver, I'm sure, living in the bubble we live in, we certainly appreciate less waste and more quality. I guess I would rather see fewer people get something and myself not getting something that is of really good quality that somebody's going to use versus everybody getting something, unless they're condoms, which we got this summer at Aurora. But if my girlfriend's watching, we don't need those. So keeping those as reference points and as pin drops for pretty much pre-October 17th. I'm not sure Well, we'll see. Again, maybe you can brand condoms. It's not really marketed towards kids, those things. But anyways, Flowr, here we go. We pretty much got a little bit of all of their strains. We rarely order, as you are aware, from licensed producers. We trial them. I trial them. And usually it stops after the trial, unfortunately. I've heard some pretty good things about Flowr. The reason why it stopped in the past is because there weren't any terpene profiles. The look of the cannabis was not pleasant to horrendous to just simply being average. We're coming out of the golden age in some cases of the gray market. And in the gray market, on the craft side, you will find some exceptional cannabis and some cannabis that is pretty much the best in Canada, I would say, from what I've experienced. That's not to say that these genetics and some of these growers aren't going to make it into the legalized framework. And all we can do is cross our fingers that they do. I've been a big advocate and support for Top Leaf, and I do believe, I don't have the specifics on them yet, but I do believe that they are in a position to be participating from the legal side of the fence. And I think that's absolutely awesome. I think that suggests that some things are going in the right direction. And maybe that's simply kudos to them for getting it right the first time or the second time or the third time, but I know they've been working pretty hard at it too. So they saw some trends, they saw some things changing, and with that being said, we're going to have some phenomenal cannabis somewhere in the legalized framework at some point. In the meantime, let's see if something that is going to be immediately available on our shelves is up to sufficient quality as far as connoisseurs are concerned, as far as the community is concerned, those that have trialed other top licensed producers. These top licensed producers, and I'm going to be ordering from Whistler as well, so we'll trial those. But I've heard some great things about Whistler Medical. It's a little expensive, but at the end of the day, if it's really that good, then it's worth it. It's if quality is there, quality is quality. So I'm hoping for some quality out of these folks as well. Whistler, I'm hoping for some quality. I've been hearing that there's been some slipping quality with Broken Coast. They used to be somebody that I touted as one of the best, and from a boutique cannabis perspective, hand-trimmed quality buds and big-ass nugs, they kind of were the pace setter at one point. So I'm hoping that perhaps with more of these cultivation licenses having been granted and the sales licenses having been granted, that we're expanding our horizons and we're expanding our network of genetics and growers and experience and the ways of growing. Since I've last seen you guys, my mind has been absolutely fucking blown. Absolutely blown. Shit's going crazy out there. Nobody can keep up. I keep likening this to some kind of singularity, and if there's any theoretical physics nerds out there, a singularity absolutely expanding, and it's just, there's nothing that can slow this expansion. Absolutely nothing. And there is no way that any one single person can keep up to all of it. So you kind of got to pick and choose where you're at, what you're going after. What's going on out there? Prohibition 2.0 coming soon. How much in each box? How much in each box? Okay, let me just go scan up, make sure there's no other questions. There probably aren't, but I can't. Like the Kardashians. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is relative to, and don't try and tell me what it was relative to. How much is in each box? We'll start from there, Iris, and then we'll go. There's 3.5 grams in every one of these, so 1/8 in every one of these jars. Well, let's just get them out. At the end of the day, we're not going to be doing a massive photo shoot or anything like that with the boxes, so let's get them out. And each box comes with, and that makes sense, your Health Canada warnings, all of that. That's regulatory, that's compliance, that's death and taxes. You can't avoid that stuff, but you can recycle. So repurpose, reuse, reduce, recycle, whatever the fuck it is. I am a firm believer in that. Got some stickers, got myself a card. Yeah, it's not ringing any bells. I mean, that is pretty standard. I do like the sticker though, so thank you, Flowr. I do have a growing sticker collection. Now we're going to start going through some of these. I'm going to try and keep up. Prohibition, okay, we're keeping up, we're keeping up. All right, just waving and hello. All right, I'm making a mess here, but okay. So what's everybody doing on October 17th? Anything special going on where you're at? Are you planning anything special? I know some people that are planning a wake and bake, have a little brunch on the Wednesday. I get to hang out with my pretty fucking rad director. He's just a really cool dude, and we get to hang out here in Vancouver for a bit and see some other good people in cannabis. But we're also looking for a party, or parties if they do exist, and wondering what you guys are doing. What's happening for you guys on October 17th? Okay, we're through all the cannabis here. Got her all out. Breaking down our boxes. Break your boxes down. That's a real pet peeve, but let's not get on that soapbox. Okay, so where are we going to start? We have BC OG Sour Diesel. These are all 1/8. BC Belladonna. BC Sputnik. Whoop, whoop. Wait, didn't I say BC OG Kush? No, BC OG Sour Diesel. BC OG Kush. BC White Castle. This is one that I can absolutely relate to in the terpene profile, so this is going to be an interesting comparison. It's not surprising that you do get different profiles or different terpenes that are dominant with different strain. Well, not different strains, the same strain from different operations. This is BC Atomical Haze. We've got some BC Census Star. BC Delahaze, BC Diesel, where are we going here? Let's go back. And BC Durgamata. Anything ringing any bells out there? All right, well, let's just start cracking then. I'm going to put White Castle over here. If I start getting a phone call, that means I'm probably going to have to run off. But let's just start breaking into these. So we're going to go with Durgamata, 14.19%. Mid-THC, it says on the front. So there's no separation, it seems, from sativa to indica on the package. There's a total THC and a total CBD of 0. Total THC of 14.19. You should have bumped it up by 0.01 and it would have been 1420. Anyways. All right, standard packaging. I'm not going to really comment on that. Okay, so there are terpenes on this, and that's something to be said. Oh yeah, you know what? They gave me a buster. So, worst case. All right, so, okay. Doing good, guys. But you guys need some humidity control in this. See, I don't, where are the dates on this as far as, and there aren't any dates, but there's a lot number 3031 packaged. See, August 27th. So, and the reason why you want humidity control in these is because it will basically preserve everything, the humidity being one, but your terpene profiles as well. So this, again, free advice to licensed producers out there. There is a need for something like Boveda or Boost, Integra. But yeah, anyways, you just don't want people getting cannabis that's dry, and this is a little on the dry side, but whoops, we got to we're like snooting it right now. I'm just trying to get it. See, and that's the problem. It's a little too dry. I'm gonna bust up some of this stuff. Not too bad. Not too bad. We're not off to a blazing start right now, but it looks all right. I'm gonna get you guys in a little closer here. BC Delahaze. So let's start getting into some other ones here. Okay, so we're going to get more terpenes off of this one. I can smell them already. They're in there for sure. Again, you're going to want humidity control. I'm going to have to put my own Boveda into this. So before I don't even want to really bust it up because it's just going to kind of turn dusty. So, I mean, there's our first, it's a criticism, I guess. However, I have been sent craft cannabis without humidity control. However, it usually is a fresher batch. I don't think I've ever received, and this is not atypical for licensed producers. So the fact that I'm getting terpenes off of that, though, that's a good sign. If there was humidity control in there to begin with, that would have been, you know, even better. BC OG Sour Diesel. Let's give that a roll. Sorry, this is 18.34%. Let's go back. The BC Della Haze is 17.11% THC, no CBD, 0 CBD on this one, 18.34. Again, don't really trust your THC content. You can get pretty wiggity whack on a 14%, or depending on the terpene profile, depending on how it reacts with you. So, I mean, these are all just kind of markers, but at the end of the day, it's a pretty fucking weird looking bell curve when it comes to tolerance and effect. Okay. Yeah, I'm not picking much off on the BC Sour Diesel. Yeah, again, I'm going to humidity control all of these guys. BC Atomical Haze. BC Atomical Haze, high THC, 17.63. So I don't know what the barrier is for high THC, but it apparently goes as low as 17.63, so above 15% perhaps. Okay. All right, so I think we're finding some gems here. We're finding some gems here. All right, I'm going to bust this one up. I've been kind of waiting for something. Again, humidity control. Humidity control. But outside of that, this smells pretty all right, okay? So I think with humidity control, you'd be doing all right. You'd be doing a little bit better, but ultimately, let's see here. Oop. Yeah, your terps are there, a little bit there. On, like, it should be a little bit more sour, but I mean, that's certainly better than the previous ones here. So let's keep moving. Yeah, BC White Castle we're saving. That should be fairly sweet. That should be have a little bit of blueberries to it. It is high THC. So let's do the Sputnik at 15.7. All right, what are you guys doing? Why not smoking? Oh, like most of my days right now, I kind of forget that I need to be. It's I actually almost have to schedule that. So I will spark it up if that makes you feel more comfortable. Let me try and work on this here. All right. Ooh, actually, that's kind of not so bad. You got some citrusy terps going on there, and not the sour ones as much as the orange ones. I mean, it's almost like a nice sweet sort of mix, but there is definitely some sweet terpenes coming off of this. Again, humidity control, but this one doesn't seem to be actually as dry as the other. Yeah, that's really, again, I'm not going to keep busting this stuff up. I want to get these things, yeah, humidified. Sorry, I was going to use the M word. That's fucking nasty. Yeah, okay, so I'm picking up a little, yeah, a little fruitiness on that one. So, yeah, we're doing all right. So that's Sputnik, okay, everybody? You got the inside track right now. There's some all right terps on the Sputnik. If you're there and you're faced with Flowr, Flowr, yeah, I'm not even sure if it's going to be named the same at retail, though, so... Anyways, we'll keep you guys abreast of what's going on out there. We've got 4 more plus the White Castle to open. So I'm going to spark this up. Thanks to Del Cristobal. And... in case you thought I was a narc or something, but yeah, no. I'll smoke with you, man. Any day. Or woman, I don't really know. You're just a handle on here. Low THC. 0 CBD. Total THC 13.07. Oh wait, hold on. No, never mind. That's just dates. Yeah, I wouldn't say the expiration date is that far into 2019. Delivery date, ship date, registration. Where's the... Anyways, I keep seeming to find information that I can't find again. It's probably because you made me spark up here and lost my train of thought. Alright, interesting. So I can't find out... Oh, here we are. Packaged on August 27th. So, BC Diesel. Anyways, so we're looking at about a month and a half from when it was packaged, which is actually not so bad for a lot of LPs. I had stuff delivered to me once in May from a company that I saw was packaged in November. So again, some fruity terps on that. Not fruity, but yeah, there's terpenes. There's a sweet terpene. Some nice red hairs here, I guess. Again, humidity control. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm not wearing my black gloves today. Dear God, you guys caught me. But anyways, forgive the manicure or lack thereof. But you can see there's, you know, a decent amount of red hair on that and whatnot. Trim on it. And again, I'm not the consummate professional. I have met people in the past several weeks to a couple of months that... truly know what they're talking about, but I'm trying to employ what I've been taught before, is that this should be caked. If it was quads or whatever you want to call them, it should be caked with trichomes throughout. And I mean, you can see the little bits of crystallization, but nothing has been absolutely mind-blowing with respect to the crystals, the size of the crystals, the concentration of. So, BCOG Kush. We're going to just keep moving here. Let me get another couple puffs off of this. Now, apparently, we're supposed to be reducing the dependency on smoking flower right now, and focusing more on vaping. And that's not a bad suggestion. I mean, if somebody gave me $1 million and says you can either win it or lose it, you just got to bet on the right outcome. If you're doing a head-to-head trial between smoking or combusting versus vaping, I would think that vaping would probably come out to be a cleaner aspect. But that's, you know, that's not to suggest that smoking cannabis in its traditional form of flower is anything to be ashamed of. You know, it's not something we should have to be doing behind closed doors. I understand too, though, that it does involve a little bit more of an odor and whatnot. So again, being considerate of others, those around you, proper ventilation, things like that. Hope my neighbor doesn't knock on the door, ironically, as a result of this. But as long as you're respectful about it, I don't see any issue with still smoking flower. If you can encourage somebody as a patient to be doing something healthier, that's great. But at the end of the day, I think right now we should be just celebrating the fact that cannabis as a plant is becoming legal for everybody in Canada. I'm getting goosebumps here, but like legitimately, that's really what we should be celebrating. Let the studies come out and let the data come out, and you know, our assumptions are likely going to be proven correct. But at the end of the day, what we also need to establish is, well, just how dangerous is smoking flower, given that there doesn't seem to be considerable effects outside of some additional respiratory issues, and for some specific folks that it is not the ideal way to be doing it, and in fact they shouldn't be. However, we need to figure out exactly how harmful it is on that end. So versus suggesting it is the most harmful thing out there versus some other option, I think we just need to celebrate the fact that cannabis is fucking legal, people. In another week in most municipalities across Canada, except for, oh wait, no, excuse me, I guess Toronto at this point would probably just be becoming legal in a week's time. So fuck, congrats. Newfoundland, you'll be first, so congrats to you guys as well. I don't know really what that means as far as how many, we need to start calling them retail outlets, not dispensaries, are going to be open, but even in that regard, Vancouver, I don't know, it's your dispensaries, it's always going to hold a place in my heart. At least the good ones, Jesus. Again, it's coming down to humidity control. So I think from a QC perspective or a QA perspective or whatnot, it's look into a partnership with some humidity control companies. It's just some free advice, anyways. BC Belladonna. This one is 14.3, which is mid THC. So I think 15 is probably our breakoff point for this. So yeah, at first sniff, anyways. What is available is usually, but it's fairly consistently. Oh, wait, when was this packaged? Interesting. So, this is interesting. I probably have cannabis all over my beard. The old soup strainer. This is oddly less dry than the other stuff. They're all fairly dense enough for nugs, though. And this is. Yeah, it's kind of lemonine-y. It's got some lemon notes to it. A lot of cannabis that I've received has been like very airy, wispy. You could crumble, but literally the density is just so non-existent even. And that's happened with a couple of providers, and I haven't been too overly impressed with them. Hence why I've switched my prescription out, I think 4 times in the past 3 or 4 months. And okay, what have we got here? This is BCOG Kush. A Kush should. Now, this Kush should have a Kush in general, typically, at least from my experience, correct me if I'm wrong, typically has or needs to have an earthy, musky smell to it. Earthy and not necessarily piney, but foresty. You know what I'm saying? But yes, piney, it's allowed to be in there too. Okay, I got faint notes, and again, it's going to come down to humidity control. I don't want to pinch this. Yeah, I'm going to get some humidity control on these. I can smell when I go deep on that. I can pick up on the Kush, but again, humidity control is going to help out a shit ton. And that goes for everybody. That goes for craft too. I mean, like I said, I've received some craft without it, and you know what? It's fresher cannabis typically, but at the end of the day, it's something to keep that cannabis going longer. And not everybody blows through it like the rest of us, or myself, and even myself. I've started slowing down too. So having that humidity control, that's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. Okay. So, talk terpy to me. That's kind of my shtick. That should be my tagline. But you gotta have the terps. Terps are what I kind of go for. I really like terpenes. I mean, I have some people say, yeah, but I get fucking absolutely rocked on something else, and it's like, okay, well, that's great, but I personally like that aspect of the boutique cannabis where I get to pick and choose my profiles and what I get to taste and what I get to experience. And I firmly believe that the terpenes do affect, they firmly believe. I mean, I believe there's evidence at this point. As far as I'm aware, there's evidence that says, yes, terpenes do have a considerable effect on the outcomes of your cannabis consumption. So this does have some sweetness to it. It is reminiscent of something that might be White Castle. The White Castle that I've had from the craft side, and it's unfair for any LP. I'll be honest, no LP has been able to touch the White Castle that I've had from both Top Leaf and from a group called CE. Now, I don't know where I'm going to land after October 17th and being able to discuss things like this, but they are part of, or Top Leaf is going to be legal, CE isn't. But CE I still maintain is some of the best cannabis in this country. And if you have an opportunity to order, I would order before October 17th if you can. Not to say that afterwards is going to be, police aren't going to be knocking your door down for ordering cannabis online from anywhere, but I think a lot of us, or there's a lot of people out there that I'm finding that are waiting for legalization in order to access it or feel like it's accessible to them. And I'm hoping that some of this has helped you a little bit to identify that, you know what, it's going to be a constant quest for the next little while. We're going to be looking for the answers together. I'm going to be placing an order with Whistler Medical, and we're going to see what the outcomes are there. At this point, though, we still have a little bit of work to do. Everybody does, though. At the end of the day, everybody does. So, well, Top Leaf, I'm looking forward to hearing what you got in store for us. So anyways, Flowr, thank you very much, first and foremost. I appreciate the welcome camel pack or whatever that is. Thank you very much for being responsive and being good from a customer service standpoint. Ultimately, yeah, we'll see where we go with this. I'm looking forward to see what the consumers have to say after October 17th, but at this point, stay tuned for more suggestions on my actual feed itself. I'm going to be doing some more live videos that are just short snippets that give you guys better insight into where we can and can't be going with cannabis come October 17th, a week later on tonight, tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. God damn it. This fucking button. Ah, for crying out loud.